We couldn't talk about the history of TNA without one particular TNA original. Please welcome my guest, Eric Young. The incomparable Eric Young.
All right, man. Yeah, the incomparable one.
There are too many moments of yours for us to single one out and put in this show. We were contemplating it, what match, what moment, and it's just impossible. You debuted in 2004. We've seen so many different iterations of Eric Young. Take us back to the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Team Canada was the beginning, and that first contract was for 4 shows. For me, Bobby, Petey, Johnny. For whatever reason, I mean, part of it, skill and timing. Team Canada just kind of fit in so well. And it was just a kind of a very surreal time for me in my life, my first wrestling contract. And then the 4 shows went well, and then they said, we're going to hire you guys as a full-time act on the show as Team Canada. And signing a contract with 4 or 5 of your best friends is a very special time in my life.
Now, we've got Showtime Eric Young, Super Eric Young, Don't Fire Eric.
Don't know him personally.
Don't know him personally, never met before in person. My personal favorite, as the TNA Hall of Famer Mike Tenay has said, the Pied Piper of Paranoia, Eric Young. That was a fun time, I mean, for us as fans.
Yeah, it was. The truth was I always believed, playing a character or being some kind of a personality on the show was always kind of a strong suit for me. I did that for almost 8 years. That version or a version of that version of Eric Young. But the truth is like I was able to kind of solidify a role in the company at that point, solidify a position in pro wrestling that was kind of singular to me and only a few other people, and loved doing it. Got a television show out of it, and had carried it on to doing other things outside of wrestling, which was really cool.
You mentioned your international flair. We can't forget about World Elite, your time with a certain band, but in all seriousness, going on to a variety of championships, and you can't ignore your rise to the TNA World Championship in 2014, which was a monumental night, not only for you, but for this company as a whole, and you would go on to win a 2nd World Championship very recently here. Looking back on those world titles, was that something when you signed that contract you ever expected to happen?
Yeah, I don't know about expected. I've never kind of set goals that far ahead for me. My only goal when I started wrestling training was to sign a contract so I could tell people I did this for a living. And that didn't happen until 2004. And then once that happened, it was just like, it would be cool to main event a show, and then I did that. And then it would be cool to have a world title. I always believed that I could. I always believed it was in my scope, but I don't think I was planning on it. It was very organic how it happened, the first one, and it was cool for me. My mother passed away from cancer a few years ago, but she was still alive to see that. And the day I brought it home, she was staying here in Nashville at my house, and I got to bring it home, and I think she knew but didn't really fully understand it and had the belt with me. It was a very cool thing for me to share with her.
Well, it was wonderful for us to welcome you back home to iMPACT Wrestling at Slammiversary this past summer. Now, TNA Wrestling is back in 2024. I know you're going to be there in Vegas for Hard to Kill and Snake Eyes. We're so excited about that. I almost glossed over something. The longest reigning Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, yourself and ODB.
Well, the truth is we never actually lost this.
No, you didn't.
I mean, on the technicality, we're still undefeated and still the tag champions. And anybody that says differently doesn't know the truth and doesn't know the history. Had a blast with ODB. That whole run with me and her is a very special place in my career and in my heart. Just an amazing woman and a super talented woman. It was not something that I saw myself doing, but very glad that I got the opportunity to